Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Today's show, I got the latest Raiders news and rumors. And in fact, we got some NFL news and rumors to kick this show off. First thing we're talking about, it's Darius Slay, because my DMs have been absolutely booming with what you guys are trying to figure out what's going to happen with Slay. Now, before I dive into how I think what's the best way to put this? If a trade for Slay makes sense, let me just wrap this up. So according to Adam Schefter, the Lions have spoken with multiple teams about a potential trade for Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Slay. This came out yesterday, okay? Any team that trades for Slay, let's get one thing straight. You're going to have to pay him a lot of money, and you're probably going to have to give up some high draft picks. So keep that in mind, because when I show you these stats, people are going to be like, Mitch, Darius Slay has been one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL probably since 2014. Now, 2017 was his best year. And as Tom said yesterday on our show, why people were even throwing at Darius Slay in 2017, I don't know. But if you want to shut down cornerbacks, Slay's that. And at 28, 29 years old, I still think he's got some good years ahead of him. But I don't know if I want the Raiders to go out and spend some money on Darius Slay. Now, this month is all about showing people that I appreciate the loyal subscribers. So right now, 40K subscribers. I need 1,800 by March, okay? I'm trying to get to 40K subscribers by March. So here's some of my most recent subscribers. Mark Davis, shout out to you. Gary O, Jason, Rouser17, did I get that right? 42D, I see what you did there. Barrier, appreciate that you guys are watching the Raiders Report. Go tell your friends to subscribe. If you haven't yet, the link is below. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. So I saw this out there on Yahoo. Does a trade for Darius Slay make sense for the Raiders? I'm going to give this one Chucky head, and I just personally think it's a small shred of truth, right? So again, according to Yahoo, between the Lions, between the Raiders, they think that this trade makes sense for both sides. They go on then in depth to say that it could cost the Raiders a 2020 first-round pick, and then you're going to have to pay Slay over $15 million a year. They also go on to say because Daryl Worley is unlikely to come back is why you need to go out and trade for Darius Slay. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far, okay? Now, the reason if somebody's saying, Mitch, $15 million is kind of high, it's not. And in fact, there was a tweet about a week ago that somebody said, Darius, you're going to get 15 to 16. He commented back to that tweet and said, you're going to have to pay me a lot more money than that. So right now, here are the highest paid cornerbacks per year. Josh Norman was on this list, but, he's already got the boot. So let's have some fun. Let's say the Raiders do go out and they give Darius Slay $15 million, $16 million to give up a first-round pick. This is what I think the depth chart's going to look like. I think if you go out and do this, you're not going to bring back Worley. You might limit your ability of what you do in the draft. But this is what it would look like. And yes, it looks pretty. We have a number one cornerback, okay? We have a number one cornerback. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this question after seeing that and after knowing how much money it's going to cost them. Should the Raiders trade for Slay? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type your N for no. And for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. So while that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down, and I want you to comment, should the Raiders trade for Slay? I want you to type Y for yes, or your N for no. Next rumor coming in here is around Josh Norman. And according to CBS, the Raiders are a potential landing spot for Norman. Now, I'll also admit this, guys. I do, believe it or not, do other videos at Chat Sports. And I said that the Raiders were a top 5 team for Josh Norman. Now, for those of you that live under a rock, for those of you that maybe don't check out our other channels, go check it out, youtube.com/chatsportstv. The Redskins released Josh Norman, and the amount of people that DM'd me and said, Mitch, should the Raiders go out and get him? My answer to this question is no. I don't want the Raiders to go out and get Josh Norman. He has allowed 16 touchdowns over the last 2 years. Sure, there was a point where Norman was arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. That's not the case anymore. Now, I don't want to say PFF is the all-be-all because, I was looking at their rookie rankings, and the Raiders rookies were ranked 5th. Give me a break. But PFF did rank 113 cornerbacks this past year. Josh Norman was ranked 111th. Y'all know I suck at math. That's not good. So when I think about Josh Norman coming to this Raiders team, I don't know if he's going to take a pay cut. Plus, at 32 years old, he's kind of a diva. And if you want to change your culture, I don't know if Josh Norman is the guy that I want to do it with. And I talked about Norman, and I talked about all these other players. I want to save my money. You know who I really want to go out and get next year? Let's go out and get Jalen Ramsey, a player who's also said before that he wants to be a Raider. So should the Raiders sign Josh Norman, 1 for yes, 2 for no? I've already given my vote. I'm going to type my 2 for no. I see David, I see Owen, I see John. They're all saying no. Appreciate you guys watching. So get your votes in, 1 for yes or 2 for no. Let's give a shout out now to today's sponsor, BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. With promo code Raiders120, it gets you 120% deposit bonus. And I get it. The NFL season, it's come and go. But right now, I got a real hankering. Did I just use a different word? I don't know. I go to bars right now and I watch XFL games. Like right now, the XFL, you can bet on that at BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code Raiders120. It gets you 120% deposit bonus. And if you don't know what that means, if you put down 50, you get $60 for free. You put down 100, get 120 for free. Math here on the Raiders Report. Let's talk about another player here that I'm going to give 2 Chucky heads to. The Raiders won't re-sign Daryl Worley. I know that the coaching staff likes Worley a lot. They like him for his toughness. They like his versatility. And when he needed to step up this past year, he did. I mean, right? I mean, we can all agree LaMarcus Joyner was a bit of a fail. Jonathan Abram went down with an injury and realistically just battled a whole bunch of injuries the entire season. Worley stepped in and kind of acted as that Swiss Army knife on defense. The only issue with Worley is he wants to get paid. Now, I'm not saying he wants to get paid a lot of money, but he wants a long-term contract. My only question is Daryl Worley our long-term answer at cornerback? To me personally, I don't really think he is. But in a pinch last year, we needed the extra players. We needed depth. That's why we got him. There's a lot of very talented cornerbacks right now out on the free agent market. And in fact, I encourage you to go check out some of my latest videos where I put out the top cornerbacks that I would want the Raiders to target in free agency. If Worley wants a long-term deal, I don't know if I would do it, right? I mean, I get it. Right now, he is our cornerback 1. I think Mullen actually is going to take over that role. And getting thin at corner scares me. But you know what also scares me? Not taking chances. And I think that Isaiah Johnson's going to step up this year. He was a player that I liked a lot that the Raiders drafted out of Houston. Plus, if it's either A, bring back Worley, or go out and get a cornerback in the draft at pick 19, that's probably what I would do. So I'm going to hit you guys with this question. You probably already know my answer. Should the Raiders re-sign Worley? I want you to type 4 for believe it, baby. Or I want you to type 0 for tuck rule, tuck that. I got a comment coming in here from Who Cares. It says, we need 6 interceptions at corner. I'll say this. I would have Byron Jones, who didn't have a single interception last year, over any cornerback in free agent market. Interceptions are a good stat. But if nobody throws at you because you're talented and you're locking down wide receivers, that's something pretty good too. Now, Worley's talented and he's versatile, and I know the coaching staff likes him. But to me, Worley's safe, hitting a single. And for a team that wants to go forward, that wants to chase down teams like the Chiefs, sometimes you got to swing for the fences. So for me, I'm going to type my 0 for tuck that. Now, before I talk about these next 3 quarterbacks, we're going to have a little bit of debate. So while I do have a rumor coming up here around Jameis Winston, it just makes me chuckle. It really does. I want you guys to pick a quarterback. So while I'm talking about the Jameis Winston rumor, I want you to get your votes in. So type C for Carr or type W for Winston. Honestly, I think if you're typing your W for Winston, you should get drug checked, okay? Because I saw this rumor out here that the Raiders are targeting Jameis Winston. Let's be real. This one is 0 Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that. Peter King, man. Like, it blows my mind that some people can just think that they can say whatever they want and it turns into a rumor. I get it. It's all good. So, according to NBC Sports' Peter King, the Raiders could be aggressive. Yes, he uses the word aggressive in targeting Jameis Winston. Now, pump the brakes. He also says they will be aggressive with Jameis if they miss on Tom Brady. So you're really swinging for the fences here, Peter. You're really trying to anger Raider Nation. Can we just all agree on one thing? I literally think John Gruden would wring Jameis Winston's neck. Like, A quarterback who had 30 interceptions. Like, 30 interceptions. Sure, he led the league in passing yards, and you guys want a quarterback that's going to stretch the ball down the field. He also had Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, for goodness sakes. Like, you give Derek Carr, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans, to be honest, he might throw for 30 touchdowns. And I can guarantee you he wouldn't throw for 30 interceptions. The greatest thing about Jameis, and the thing that I love that Twitter has started in the internet, well, Mitch, he just got LASIK. Really? That's what we're going to go with? Jameis Winston got LASIK, so now he can see? Here's something you guys should see. Jameis Winston play football. It's not pretty. Tuck rule, tuck that. Next quarterback debate. Let's get into it. Marcus Mariota. Okay, I want you to pick a quarterback. So if you're watching this on Facebook, I want you to either like the video, okay? You know what? Nah, toss that out. If you're watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, if you want Derek Carr over Marcus Mariota, like the video. We got 450 people watching us live on YouTube, so this video better get to 450 freaking likes. And then on Facebook as well, we should get to 100 likes like that. Because if you're taking Marcus Mariota over Derek Carr, I don't understand. I don't understand what you saw. Like, you want to talk about a team that tried to build around their quarterback? It was the Titans, okay? It was the Titans. However, here's my idea. Maybe the Raiders could bring Marcus Mariota in as a backup. I'm going to give it 2 Chucky heads, and I'm going to say people are talking. You want a quarterback that's mobile. You want a quarterback that might be able to push Derek, okay? That's what I want. I want somebody that's going to be able to push Derek Carr to be the best he possibly can. No offense to Mike Glennon, Nathan Peterman, or Deshaun Kaiser. You're not pushing Derek Carr. The other idea behind this, I don't think that Marcus Mariota is Taysom Hill. So please stop telling me that he is. But you can maybe add another player who once in a while can come out onto the field and can make things a little bit different. We can have a little bit more fun on offense, which we watched the games, didn't we? The Raiders need to have a little bit more fun on offense. Even if Marcus is out on the field for 3, 4, 5 plays a game, defensive coordinators will have to scheme for it. But let's make one thing clear. I am not saying that Derek Carr is going to be the backup to Marcus Mariota. Let's get it clear right now. What I'm saying is, if we want to be able to bring Marcus Mariota in on a cheap contract for a backup, now I still think that Marcus is going to get $7, $8 million. I don't know if that's what I would want to pay him, but if we can have a little bit more fun, we can have another backup quarterback, and that way we can still keep Derek there, guess what? That's something that I'm on board for. So who here needs some new Raiders gear? I know I do. The girl I'm talking to, she's a Cowboys fan, so I definitely know she needs to turn in. So chatsports.com/Raiders shirts. Go get yourself some Raiders gear, okay? As low as $15. So every single shirt that you're about to see here on screen, it is under $20. You're welcome. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders shirts, okay? That's the link below. We'll get it in the chat. It's in the description as well. So if you like any t-shirts that you see on screen, we got unbelievable deals here, okay? Go get yourself some Raiders gear. If you're going to the draft, you might need to bring a few. If there's one thing I learned from tailgating with y'all, you need to have a few Raiders shirts just in case, because the amount of beers that y'all made me shotgun, you get messy. Hell, my suit still smells like beer. But go to chatsports.com/Raiders shirts. Get your guys self some gear. Get some gear for your loved ones. If you bought somebody something from Pro Flowers, be like, hey, babe, I got you this. Go get me a t-shirt. Chatsports.com/Raiders shirts. You ready? I told you we'd get into Tom Brady stuff. You knew it was going to happen. Pick a quarterback. 4 for Derek, 12 for Tom. What are we doing here? I mean, for me, I'm going to continue to type my 4 for Derek Carr. Because I think when you look at top to bottom, when you have Derek, it actually gives you a better chance, I think, to win long term than going out and getting Tom Brady. So type 4 for Derek Carr, type 12 for Tom Brady. Because as Tom Brady coming to the Raiders, I'll stick with my answer. It's tuck rule, tuck that, 0 Chucky heads. So on Friday, I'm sitting here craving Chinese food, and I see a tweet from Larry Fitzgerald Sr. that says, the Raiders are ready to offer Tom Brady 2 years, $60 million. The biggest reason why I don't really think that I needed to make a video on it is because I thought it was BS. And then everyone started talking about it. As soon as this came out, I quote tweeted it and I said, no, it's not going to happen. Now, I will give Tom Brady's agent a little bit of credit. Does anybody else remember the report that came out a few weeks ago how the Patriots were willing to pay Brady $30 million? Am I the only one that thinks it's a little bit weird? Now watch this math again. 60 million divided by 2 is 30. All I think that this entire report was just to get Tom Brady's number up a little bit more. That's what his agent's supposed to do, right? So the fact that he's boosting his price, that's why this report came out. But people were like, Mitch, we can go out and get Tom Brady. He can be the answer to all our problems. I mean, if you just want to talk about numbers, let's get one thing straight. Derek Carr had better numbers than Tom Brady last year. The only difference was Tom Brady had a better defense. Imagine giving Derek Carr the best defense in the NFL or top 3 defense in the NFL. He's not going 7-9. What do you want to do? You want to bring Tom Brady over with no receivers, a bad defense? You're not going to win football games. Tom Brady with one of the best defenses in the NFL couldn't take care of the Titans. I don't know why we want to do this song and dance. I don't want to pay a 43-year-old quarterback $30 million a year. It's asinine. As I choke on my words, it's asinine. Ridiculous. All right, let me take a breath. I appreciate everyone who watches to the very end of my video. So if you did, we're going to do things a little bit differently here. I want you to give me a follow on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365, and I want you to DM me my age. The first person to DM me my correct age on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365, I got something special for you. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.